Good morning, students. In the last lecture, we learned about the EMF induced in a pivoted bar. Today, we are going to discuss another very important topic in this chapter, that is induction and energy transfer. How the heat and energy are related in the terms of a loop which is placed inside a magnetic field. We are going to discuss here. Okay, for that, consider a loop which is placed inside a magnetic field of induction B. We consider that this loop is kept in a magnetic field capital B, and the direction of the magnetic field is pointed inside the board. Okay, so it is like this. This plus sign indicate the magnetic field which is directed inwards the board. Okay, consider the length of this loop is equal to x, and the part of this loop inside the magnetic field is equal to x. Okay, so what is B? It is the magnetic field. L is the length of the loop, and this x is nothing but the length inside the magnetic field. Now we know that when this loop is moved inside the magnetic field, when this loop is moving inside this magnetic field, a current is developed inside the loop, and the direction of current is in the clockwise direction. So this current I is flowing in the clockwise direction like this. So due to the flow of current, the forces F1, F2 and F3 are acting on the sides of the loop which are present inside the magnetic field. So there are three types of forces acting. This F1 is a force which is acting on a face AD. Similarly, F2 is a force which is acting on side D dash, and F3 is a force which is acting on A dash. Okay, so three forces are acting on this loop. According to the right hand rule, the direction of the forces are given as this force F2 is in the downward direction, this F3 is in the upward direction, and this F1 it is in the left hand direction. Okay, so these three type of forces are acting on a loop. Now we know that what is the power inside the loop. So what is power is equal to, this power is nothing but the work divided by time. This is work divided by time, which is equal to, what is work? This work is nothing but the force multiplied by displacement, and it is divided by time. But we know that what is displacement upon time, it is equal to velocity. So we can write this power is equal to this force multiplied by velocity. So power in the loop can be represented as force multiplied by velocity. Now consider we want to pull this loop outside the magnetic field such that we are going to decrease the value of x. So to pull this loop with a velocity v, we need a force. Okay, now as we know, the same current is flowing through the loop, therefore the force acting in the upward direction is exactly equal in magnitude with F2, but their direction will be opposite, and due to the direction will opposite, they cancel out each other, therefore only unbalanced force acting on this loop is equal to F1. Okay, so the force acting on this loop is equal to F1 because this F2 and F3 they both cancel out each other because their direction exactly opposite to each other. Okay, so to move this loop outside this magnetic field, we need the same amount of force as F1, same amount of force as F1 with a constant velocity v. So the same amount of force required to pull this loop outside this magnetic field. Now, as this loop is present inside the magnetic field, the magnetic flux are passing through the loop. And what are the magnetic flux is equal to? This magnetic flux phi is equal to magnetic field multiplied by area. Okay, so what is the area which is inside the magnetic field? This V multiplied by L multiplied by X. So this is the magnetic flux passing through this area of the loop. Now we know then what amount of EMF induced in the loop. According to Faraday's law, it states that the rate of change of magnetic flux will give the induced EMF in the loop. So due to the change in the magnetic flux, how the magnetic flux is changing, if we pulling this loop with a velocity v, the magnetic flux also get changes, and due to an EMF induced in this loop, and the induced EMF is given by, according to Faraday's law, it is equal to minus d phi by dt, rate of change of magnetic flux with respect to time. So there E is equal to minus, it is d dt of B L x, which is equal to minus B L into dx by dt. And what is dx by dt? Rate of change of displacement. It is nothing but the velocity. So we can write here this E is equal to minus B L V. So if we take the magnitude, it is equal to B L V. This negative sign indicates that this EMF and this magnetic field, they both are oppositely directed. So this E is equal to minus BLV in a vector notation. In the scalar notation or magnitude, we can write E is equal to BL into V. Now consider a resistance is connected inside the loop. A resistance is connected inside the loop. Therefore we can write this I, the current induced in this loop, is equal to E divided by R, which is equal to B L V divided by R. So the amount of current induced in this loop, I is equal to B L V divided by R. Now this loop is moving with a velocity v, and to keep this loop moving with a constant velocity v, we need a same or equal amount of force acting on this face AD, which is equal to F1. So what amount of force acting on this face AD? The amount of force acting F1 is equal to B I L into sine theta. But what is theta? Theta is the angle between the magnetic field, current and length. So they are mutually perpendicular to each other. Therefore we can take this theta is equal to 90 degree, and if theta equal to 90, then sine 90 is equal to 1. So we can write here this F1 is equal to B I into L. So this amount of force is acting on the face AD. So to pull this loop with a velocity v, we need a same amount of force F, which is equal to F1, which is equal to B I L. So the amount of force required to pull this loop with a velocity v is F is equal to B I into L. Now we know it is F is equal to, this is B I L, so it is B multiplied by, what is I? This I is equal to B L V divided by R multiplied by L. So we can write here it is equal to B square L square V divided by R. So this is the force acting this is the force required to pull this loop with a velocity v. This is the amount of force we are getting. So what is the power? What is the power generated? This power is equal to this force multiplied by velocity. So this force, it is v square L square v divided by r and is multiplied by v. So we get the power in the loop P is equal to b square L square v square divided by r. So this amount of power is generated in this loop due to the motion of this loop. Okay, we also know this P is equal to I square into R. So it is I is equal to, this I is equal to B and V upon R. So the square we can write here B square L square V square and divided by R square multiplied by R. So we can write here it is again B square L square V square divided by R. So we are getting two equations here. We are getting two equations here. These two equations, what represent? This first equation represent the amount of work done, or the power generated due to the mechanical work, and this amount of power is generated due to the resistance in the circuit. So we can say that the amount of work done is totally, it is converted into the heat in the loop. Okay, when this loop is moving in the magnetic field, the amount of work done is converted into the heat. So by equating these two equations, we can say that the power generated inside the loop is always equal to the heat generated inside the loop. So today we discuss about the induction and energy transfer. In the next lecture we discuss about the eddy current and the application of eddy current. So this is enough for today. Have a good day. Bye.